4,000 years ago, a priest stood at dawn, eyes fixed on the eastern horizon, waiting, not for the sunrise itself, but for one particular star to reappear after months of invisibility. Get that moment wrong, and the entire ritual calendar would collapse. Out of that single act of disciplined watching grew Jyotish, literally the science of light, one of the 6 Vedangas, the limbs of knowledge that made the Vedas usable. Long before telescopes, before the West had even named the outer planets, Indian astronomers were tracking 5 visible planets across the sky, predicting eclipses to the minute, dividing the heavens into 27 lunar stations, and building a mathematics so far ahead of its time that it would quietly reshape science 1,000 years later. This is the story of how ancient India watched the sky, and why that gaze never really stopped.
The Sanskrit word Jyotish means literally the science of light. It was one of the 6 Vedangas, the limbs of the Vedas, the body of knowledge essential to understanding India's sacred scriptures. And its first task was intensely practical, telling priests the precise moment to light a fire.
Vedic rituals, or yagnas, had to be performed at exact astronomical moments, specific lunar days called tithis, the time it takes the moon to move 12 degrees from the sun. Get the timing wrong, and the ritual failed. So the sky became a clock, and astronomers became its keepers. Even today, festivals, fasts, and auspicious dates in India are fixed by tithi, not the ordinary calendar date, which is why traditional panchangs, or almanacs, are still consulted.
To track the moon's monthly journey, astronomers divided the sky into 27, sometimes 28 segments called nakshatras, or lunar mansions, each tied to a constellation. It was a far more precise cosmic map than the 12 signs of the standard zodiac, and it became the foundation of a lunar calendar still in use today. An idea old enough to appear in the Atharva Vedas Nakshatra Sukta, composed around 1200 to 900 BCE. In Vedic astrology, the nakshatra the moon occupied at your birth, your Janma nakshatra, or birth star, is still used to read personality and life path.
Chitrani sakan divi rochnani, sarisripani bhuvne javani, ashtavinsha sumati michmana, ahani girbhir, sparyami nakam, Atharva Veda, 19.7.1. Between 1200 to 900 BCE, Nakshatra Sukta, the glittering ones, the lights in heaven, moving like serpents across the sky, swiftly gliding in the world. Desiring welfare, I worship with praises these 28 days and the heavenly firmament.
But the sky held more than the moon. Astronomers tracked 5 visible planets: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, alongside the sun, mapping their motion against the fixed stars. They could predict solar and lunar eclipses with striking accuracy, and they watched for the heliacal rising of stars, the moment a star reappears at dawn after months of invisibility, to anchor the agricultural and ritual year.
Indian astronomy didn't run 2 separate calendars for farming and worship. A single LunoSolar system, tracking the sun, moon, and nakshatras together, organized both. The year was divided into 6 seasons, from spring through the 2 phases of winter, guiding when to plow, sow, and harvest. Ritual correctness mattered just as much. The Vedanga Jyotisha, one of the earliest texts devoted specifically to timekeeping, used a 5-year cycle with intercalary months to keep lunar months aligned with the solar year. Because a purely lunar calendar drifts by about 11 days a year and left uncorrected, would eventually push seasonal rituals into the wrong season entirely.
And beyond the practical, ancient Indian thinkers asked the largest questions of all. They imagined time not as a line, but as an endlessly cycling wheel, a kalpa. One day in the life of the creator Brahma lasted 4.32 billion years, with civilizations rising and falling through 4 great ages within it. These were timescales far beyond anything contemplated in medieval Europe, and they were calculated, not merely imagined. So how did they do it? 2 pillars: rigorous observation and sophisticated mathematics. The earliest astronomical knowledge was encoded in the Vedangas and the Shiva Sutras, texts that prescribed the exact geometry for building ritual fire altars. Building a correctly proportioned altar was, in effect, applied mathematics, and this knowledge passed down through careful oral transmission, memorized in verse to prevent corruption across generations. As the tradition matured, Indian scholars developed one of humanity's most powerful cognitive tools, the decimal place value system, including 0 as a number in its own right. This wasn't bookkeeping. It made it possible to handle the enormous numbers cosmological calculations demanded, and to compute planetary positions far more efficiently than Roman numerals or Babylonian sexagesimals ever allowed. The dominant method for planetary computation became what historians call the Siddhantic tradition. Astronomers first calculated a planet's mean position, where it would be if it moved uniformly, then applied mathematical corrections using epicyclic models to find its true position. Remarkably, these corrections required trigonometry. Indian mathematicians developed their own sine and cosine functions, ja and cotija, and compiled the world's earliest known trigonometric tables. This knowledge accumulated across generations in authoritative treatises called Siddhantas, passed master to student in an unbroken chain for more than 1,000 years.
Observation required instruments.
The simplest was the shanku, a gnomon, a vertical stick planted in level ground. By measuring the length and direction of its shadow, astronomers could determine the solstices, the cardinal directions, and their latitude, an entire geodetic science from one humble device. For time, they used the gati yantra, a water clock that drained at a known rate to divide the day into precise intervals. For mapping the sky's geometry, the gola yantra, an armillary sphere, modeled the celestial equator, ecliptic, and planetary bands in 3 dimensions. This tradition culminated in the 18th century when Maharaja Jai Singh II of Jaipur built 5 monumental observatories, the Jantar Mantars. At Jaipur, the Samrat Yantra, a sundial whose hypotenuse stretches 27 meters into the sky, aligned precisely with Earth's axis, could measure local time to within 2 seconds. These weren't monuments to the past, they were working research instruments.
This tradition didn't stay confined to the subcontinent. In the 8th and 9th centuries, Indian astronomical texts were translated into Arabic at the Abbasid court in Baghdad. Al-Khwarizmi, whose name gave us the word algorithm, built on Indian numeral systems and astronomical methods. Through Arabic transmission, these ideas eventually reached medieval Europe, quietly underwriting the scientific revolution. In August 2023, India's Chandrayaan-3 landed softly near the Moon's south pole, a feat achieved using the same mathematical culture that, 4,000 years ago, watched the Moon rise over the Ganga and first gave it a name. The eye of the Vedas has never closed.
And perhaps nowhere is that continuity more visible than outside Geneva, Switzerland, at CERN, home to the Large Hadron Collider, where physicists collide particles to glimpse the universe's first instance. Standing at its entrance is a bronze Nataraja, Shiva in his cosmic dance, a gift from India, chosen because, as physicist Fritjof Capra once observed, the dance of Shiva is the dance of subatomic matter itself, an endless cycle of creation, dissolution, and renewal. The farmer who timed his planting by the stars, the rishi who mapped the heavens with nothing but a gnomon and a water clock, the priest at the yajna fire, and the physicist probing the building blocks of reality today are, in a real sense, still keeping the same rhythm. Some of them just don't know it yet. The eye of the Vedas has never closed, and it's still watching.
This short video was created by Umang Shah. If you found the video informative and enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share.